Was he a part of the tree, or did you later on marry on to another tree?
What do you mean?
I mean that somebody who was like, okay, this is how it really goes, because he was only able to give it to you up to a certain extent. So, was he really like? Was he a part of this tree?
Of my tree?
Your tree that you consider that you are a part of now? Because like someone like myself, I got the knowledge from my physical brother, and I only got supreme mathematics and alphabets.
And he only got through mathematics. Shit, shit saved my life. You talking about only?
No. Well, no. Okay, peace. Well, I'm saying that's what he gave me. And I was really looking for. I looked through his book of life.
Right.
I had copied a lot of it, but I had gotten it wrong because I was just like 1 to 36. Now I don't need that. So
yeah, here's the thing, right? So I don't know your complete perspective of why you asked that question. But I'll say this: I'm not a tree jumper, right?
No, right. No, the reason why I say no, because I'm saying I'm gonna tell you why. Because my physical brother, I can't trace him back to, because by the time I was ready to get to my 1 to 10, he was returned. You see what I'm saying? And then I went to a law school and I built with, Doc M and First One Prince, and then that's how, from there, I can trace my tree back. But the brothers that sparked me up, I can't really tell you much of their history because they're not around to.
Oh, that I can though.
Right. So this particular brother, you can tell.
Yeah, it's all for a great story. My era of inhabiting the story. So even when I went to Atlanta, that brother was also from Myrtle Avenue. So it was right. So to answer your question, right? Like you pick a tree, any tree, right? It's out there. How could you speak on that tree without talking about the seed? That's just the seed. That wasn't the fertilizer. That wasn't the water. That wasn't the miracle grow. That's just the seed. Fucking seed. So if you were to tell your story without speaking on your physical, that would be cheap.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? So the fact that my story and knowledge, right, comes from this brother named God Born, comes from this brother. And I can't tell my story without this brother, right? And so we have like any wooded area, right? You have different trees, right? And sometimes those roots, may be intertwined, and sometimes you might have. I seen the other day one tree wrapping around another tree. I don't know how that happened. You know what I mean?
It happens.
So with this knowledge, it's for me, it's a cipher. It's not a linear thing, right? Because you can get A, B, and C quite literally, right, from one person, and then you get D, E, F later on your travels. Like so far, but yeah, that's my tree, and that's who embraces me to this day. Is that tree?
That same brother.
The tree, right? It's a family tree, right? And when they found out who taught me, it's like, oh, they didn't believe it. Apparently, I might have been. I seem to always be the last person that someone taught. Whatever reason, for him it might have been the first and last. For him, they didn't think that he had it in him
to teach anybody.
Like I didn't meet them back then. I met them later on when I came back to New York. So, it was in '98. So,
well, I wanted to get into the history of you being in Atlanta, and that signs like you leaving here, having what you had, and when you got down there. How did you encounter the knowledge down there, and what was?
All right. So before we do that, let me just, because they're gonna be typing. What's the tree though? He ain't said the tree. He's hot because I got to hide the tree. So he was taught by his brother Aliyasha. You know Aliyasha?
No. That name sounds familiar, but
there's some names that I'm gonna say today they're gonna sound familiar. But if you're not in the fold, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Aliyasha, that came from I know Virtuous and I See No Divine. Right, so that's all that you could say the land terminals, understanding and all that, from that I came in the University of God, so that's the lineage. So he was the baby that taught me.
Okay.
So that's the thing. So
that's the one who sparked you, gave you the one to supreme mathematics, alphabets, and first 2 degrees. Right.
INFMEGA did this.